What's up guys, and welcome back to Gladiators Tennis. And yes, the title was clickbait, but today we're reviewing a racket that used to be endorsed by Roger Federer himself. Not anymore since he retired, but this is the new Wilson Pro Staff 97 v14 racket that offers unmatched feel and incredible control. Check out the specs. For great-great-great-grandfather Federer. Here you go, Grisha. A golden racket for a golden boy. Okay, Glads. So a golden racket for a golden boy, whatever that means. But I'm very excited to review this racket because, I mean, it's just a legend, right? It used to be endorsed by Roger Federer. It's the 14th generation, which means it should be like absolutely perfected. And it's control oriented, it's 97-inch head size. What's not to like, right? Maybe the 16x19 string pattern, but I guess we'll see. Check out my highlights.
Gladiators, the new Wilson Pro Staff 97 isn't like any other frame. I could just quickly cover the specs and give it a score, say whether I recommend it or not, and that would do it. But if I did that, I wouldn't be giving it the credit it deserves. The Pro Staff is a racket of a legend, his legacy, the last thing he left us before hanging his tennis bag and diving into the life of a family man. Since the start of his career in 1998, Roger has been playing with Wilson only, starting with the Wilson Pro Staff 85 6.0 in his first year as a professional, and all the way up to his retirement in 2022, Federer hasn't changed his racket partner or the racket he endorsed. Federer became the first and the immediate association with the Pro Staff. There's really only one other racket in the world that I can think of that has a similar effect, and that's why most people who end up buying the Pro Staff don't buy it for the kind of racket it is, but rather for the things it represents and the history that it carries behind. And yet, it is still one hell of a racket. By the way, Glads, if you're looking to buy this frame, the link to get it is in the description below, together with our exclusive discount code. So use the link and the code to help the channel and save some cash if you end up getting it. So let's get into the specs, shall we? Oh, no, actually, before we do that, let's cover the most subjective aspect of the racket, and that is its design. Since the launch of the previous gen of the Pro Staff, I've placed it in my top 3 best looking rackets of all time. With this new one, well, it is very good looking for sure, but it's just not the right paint job for the Pro Staff in my opinion.
Did I hit you? Sorry. Sorry. Not sorry.
Anyways, it is a 97-inch head size, it has a 16x19 string pattern, and it weighs 315 grams unstrung. It is a pretty expected specification for the Pro Staff, and one that allows for unmatched feel and awesome control. Because of the pretty open string pattern, it also doesn't really compromise too much on the power and offers a decent spin if you manage to hit the sweet spot, which can sometimes be quite challenging thanks to the pretty small sweet spot caused by the small head size. All that makes it sound like pretty much the perfect racket, doesn't it? And honestly, in my opinion, it's not far from being perfect if your game style favors flatter shots and more aggressive strategies. Let's start with the serve. Because of the small head size, no matter the 16x19 string pattern, I wasn't really able to produce the spin that I'm used to on the kick serves. First serves, on the other hand, are real good. If you hit the ball with the sweet spot of the Pro Staff, which as I said can sometimes be challenging, the ball flies with good speed and really well directed. No matter if you serve full blown out flat or give the ball a little bit of that slice effect, the ball is going to go exactly where you've planned with really good speed. My favorite shot with the new Pro Staff is probably the forehand. The feel and control of the ball is immense. The stability is good. Power and spin, although not crazy, right where I want them to be. Because when it comes to the forehand, mine doesn't go fully flat. I like to add a little bit of spin to have that little bit of margin. And the Pro Staff gives me just enough spin to be able to do that and not have to compromise on stability and control that I value a lot more. Backhands, on the other hand, were sometimes unpredictable. Unlike the forehands, my backhands are very flat and stability is the main criteria that I look for. And although with the Pro Staff it's pretty good, I've never played with a racket with a 16x19 string pattern that offers a comparable stability to the 18x20 counterpart when it comes to aggressive down the line switches with the backhand. One thing that the Pro Staff definitely shines at is anything to do with touch shots. Slices, volleys, drop shots, all of the above improved by 20% the moment you pick up the racket. I'm guessing that's just Roger spreading his talent to us through his rackets a little bit. Alright, time for conclusion and verdict. This is a really good racket. Great for those looking for a control-oriented frame who like to play flat and and aggressive, like to go to the net and slice. I really like this frame, and I know that if I customize it, I could get it quite close to perfection for my style of play. Not gonna switch and do all of that simply because I'm happy with my current spec, but I might still get just one Pro Stuff v14 just to have that little piece of tennis history that kind of marks the end of Roger Federer's career. Wait, did I mention where to get this racket? The link is in the description.
Kuzey, what are your first thoughts and impressions on the racket?
I mean, it's a beautiful racket, you
It
know.
is.
It's the racket that the great Roger Federer left us before his exit, so we have to honor him and value this beautiful piece of art, you know, like Mona Lisa but racket.
Okay, what if it's not good though?
What if Mona Lisa's not good? I'm pretty sure. Okay, so that's a bad reference. Okay, that's a terrible reference, but Mona Lisa's sad and also happy in this picture, so this racket could be, you know, not feeling good, also feeling good at the same time.
Oh yeah, that makes total sense.
That makes a lot of sense, right? So we
Right.
got to put this to a tennis gallery, like the
True.
original piece. You know what I mean? Hey Glads, I hope you aren't sick of me, because I'm back again. This time reviewing the beautiful, sweet, prestigious and sexy Wilson Pro Staff. Sorry if I overrated the racket, but it's the model that our Grandmaster Roger played with, and for those who still can't accept his retirement, I definitely feel you. About the racket, I just want to start off by giving some credit to the cosmetics because it has a really nice golden touch to it.
Break him now. That's 8-7 serving, that's 9-8 guaranteed.
But let's not judge a book by its cover and focus on the ground strokes. I mean, serve is the most important shot, so let me start with that. Roger has a great first serve, but I realized that it isn't the racket, it's just Roger Federer.
That's what happens when you serve too hard.
Because I didn't feel any control in my first serve that gave a really embarrassing first serve percentage, but luckily, the second serve saved my life. I felt really secure and also could produce surprisingly heavy kick serves. That gave me confidence and started the points offensively, even though I had low first serve percentage. I did receive some backhand returns that passed by me.
It's like I have so many options, I don't know where to hit the winner. Well played.
But that's just Grisha reading my serve after the years of practices we did together. So don't blame me. With the forehand I had surprisingly good control. Since it's a 16-19 string pattern, I expected the ball to fly all over the place, but quite the opposite actually. I felt confident with my approaches and I could place the ball where I wanted. We finally solved the mystery of Roger Federer. Nah, just kidding. I wish it was that simple.
That's not a good catch at all.
I did do some nice 1-2 punches though, closing the point in the net. I didn't feel confident with my backhand, so I played passive and sliced as much as possible. It did help me win many points though. I used it to approach, and when Grisha faces a slice that I produce, he gets an allergic reaction. So I just felt like I should slice my way to victory.
Guy serves right at my body. You know, he doesn't have a chance if he goes forehand or backhand, he goes to the body. But now he doesn't have a chance because I know he can go body, you know. He's running out of options.
My volleys felt great. I did really smooth backhand volley winners. I knew I would feel good with the volleys because it's a great racket for touch overall. I felt good with my fake drop shots, my slices, and naturally with my volleys.
Life or death. Where are you going? To win the point. You okay? Gotta win the
Overall, it's a racket that I would recommend players that are advanced, that are looking for control, because it's a really control-oriented racket. Also, with the 16-19 pattern, it does produce a fair amount of potential. So, I'm sure many players will enjoy it, and like always, Gladiators salute you.